What if the most powerful medicine on Earth has been growing quietly in fields, forests, and forgotten gardens for thousands of years, and nobody told you? What if the ancient healers, the monks, the herbalists, the village elders who lived to extraordinary ages without a single prescription bottle, what if they knew something we've completely lost? Here's what most people don't realize. Before pharmaceutical companies existed, before synthetic compounds were engineered in laboratories, the entire human race healed itself with plants. And not just by guessing. They had centuries of observation, refinement, and wisdom passed down through generations. Civilizations that built empires, sailed oceans, survived plagues. They did it with roots, leaves, bark, and seeds. Now, modern science is beginning to catch up. Researchers around the world are studying these ancient remedies and finding that many of them work. Not because of superstition, but because of complex biochemical compounds that took nature millions of years to perfect. And yet, most of us have never heard of them. In this video, we're going through 20 plants that history almost buried. Some of them are so humble you've walked past them your entire life without a second thought. Number 7 has been found in studies to support the immune system in ways that rival modern antivirals. Number 14 was once more valuable than gold in ancient trade routes. And the final one on this list, number 20, may genuinely change the way you think about healing altogether. Stay until the end, because what we've forgotten might be exactly what we need most right now. We start with number 1, Yarrow, known in Latin as Achillea millefolium. This unassuming white wildflower carries one of the most powerful names in mythology. Legend holds that the Greek hero Achilles used it to stop the bleeding wounds of his soldiers on the battlefield. That isn't just a story. Yarrow contains compounds called Achillean and flavonoids that research suggests may support the body's natural clotting response. For centuries, it was carried into war as a field dressing. Studies have also indicated it may possess mild anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial properties. In practical use, dried yarrow flowers can be steeped into a tea believed to support fever response and circulation. A word of caution: those with allergies to plants in the daisy family should be careful, as reactions are possible. But the fact that this plant has been used as a healer across nearly every ancient civilization on Earth is not a coincidence. Number 2 is lemon balm, and it may be the most underappreciated plant in all of herbal medicine. A member of the mint family, it was described by the ancient Greek physician Dioscorides over 2,000 years ago. Medieval monks cultivated it in monastery gardens specifically for its calming properties. Today, research suggests that lemon balm contains rosmarinic acid, a compound that may support GABA activity in the brain, the very same pathway targeted by many modern anti-anxiety medications. Studies indicate it may help reduce stress, improve sleep quality, and even support cognitive function. You can grow it in a pot on a windowsill, brew it as a tea, or find it as a tincture. Unlike pharmaceutical interventions, it carries few known side effects at typical doses. And yet most people have never planted it. Number 3, elderberry. You may have seen it in health stores, but its history goes far deeper than any modern supplement label. The elder tree was sacred across northern European traditions. Hippocrates, the father of medicine, reportedly called it his medicine chest. What modern science has found is compelling. Elderberries are extraordinarily rich in anthocyanins, potent antioxidants that research suggests may support immune function. Several clinical studies have indicated that elderberry extract may reduce the duration and severity of cold and flu symptoms. The mechanism appears to involve the berry's ability to interfere with viral replication and stimulate cytokine production. As a syrup made from ripe, cooked berries, it has been used for generations. One important note: raw elderberries can cause nausea and should always be cooked before use. This is a plant with real power and real nuance. Number 4, ashwagandha. In the ancient Ayurvedic tradition of India, this root has been revered for over 3,000 years. Its Sanskrit name translates roughly to smell of horse, referring both to its distinct aroma and the strength it was believed to confer. Modern researchers have classified it as an adaptogen, a substance that may help the body manage physiological stress more effectively. Studies indicate that the withanolides found in ashwagandha root may help lower cortisol levels, support thyroid function, and promote more restful sleep. Some research has even explored its potential role in supporting testosterone and fertility in men. Clinical trials have generally used standardized root extracts, and at normal doses it appears well tolerated. This isn't fringe herbalism. It's a plant that serious academic research institutions are actively investigating, and ancient healers knew about it 3 millennia ago. Number 5. Comfrey. Here is a plant that modern medicine both validates and warns against, which makes it one of the most fascinating on this list. Comfrey contains allantoin, a compound that research suggests actively stimulates cell proliferation, meaning it may help damaged tissue repair itself. Historically, it was called knit bone because traditional healers applied it to fractures and sprains. Studies have found that topical comfort preparations may reduce inflammation and accelerate healing of bruises and muscle pain. However, and this is critical, comfrey contains pyrrolizidine alkaloids, compounds that can be toxic to the liver when taken internally over long periods. This is a plant for external use only in most modern guidance. The story of comfrey is a perfect illustration of something this entire video is about. Ancient plants carry real potency. They deserve respect, not blind consumption. Number 6. Holy Basil, known in India as Tulsi. In Hindu tradition, this plant is considered so sacred that it is kept in household shrines and given as a spiritual offering. But its reverence isn't merely religious, it's biochemical. Holy basil contains eugenol, rosmarinic acid, and ursolic acid, compounds that research suggests may possess significant anti-inflammatory, adaptogenic, and antimicrobial properties. Studies indicate it may support healthy blood sugar regulation, reduce psychological stress, and support respiratory health. Unlike common culinary basil, holy basil has a more complex, slightly clove-like flavor, and it has been brewed as a daily tea in South Asian households for centuries. It is not the same plant you put on your pizza. It is something altogether more intentional, more medicinal, and more layered. Modern science is only beginning to understand what millions of people have quietly practiced for generations. Number 7, the one I mentioned at the start, is cat's claw, a woody vine from the Amazon rainforest. Its name comes from the curved thorns lining its bark, resembling the claws of a jungle cat. Indigenous communities of Peru and other Amazonian nations have used it for at least 2,000 years to address inflammation, infection, and immune weakness. What makes it remarkable to scientists is a class of compounds called oxindole alkaloids. Research suggests these compounds may have significant immune-modulating effects, potentially stimulating white blood cell activity in ways that rival certain modern treatments. Studies have explored its potential application in supporting patients with viral infections and even chronic inflammatory conditions. It is not a cure. It is not magic. But the evidence behind it is robust enough that pharmaceutical companies have studied it seriously. The Amazon holds more undiscovered medicine than any laboratory on Earth, and this vine is proof. If you're finding this video valuable, this would be a good moment to like it and subscribe, because we still have 13 plants to go, and they get more surprising as we continue. Number 8, mullein. You have almost certainly seen this tall, woolly leaf plant growing along roadsides, in empty lots, in the cracks of sidewalks. Most people treat it as a weed. Herbalists treat it as one of the most important respiratory plants known to traditional medicine. For centuries, Native American tribes, European folk healers, and Ayurvedic practitioners used mullein leaves, dried and brewed, as a tea or smoked ceremonially, to address lung congestion, bronchitis, and coughs. Research suggests the plant contains saponins that may help loosen mucus in the respiratory tract, along with compounds that may possess mild anti-inflammatory effects on the airways. The irony is profound. One of the most powerful natural respiratory aids grows freely in the gutters of our cities, and we spray it with herbicide. Number 9, skullcap. This small flowering plant in the mint family has been used in Native American healing traditions for centuries, particularly for calming the nervous system. Its name refers to the shape of its flowers, which resemble miniature helmets. Research suggests that Skullcap contains bakelin, a flavonoid that may support GABA receptors in the brain, producing mild sedative and anxiolytic effects. Studies have explored its potential role in reducing anxiety, supporting sleep, and even protecting neural tissue from oxidative stress. Unlike many pharmaceutical sedatives, it is not believed to be habit-forming at normal doses. The distinction between what Skullcap does and what a benzodiazepine does is a conversation worth having. One works with the body's existing chemistry, the other overrides it. Number 10. Plantain, not the banana-like fruit, but the broad-leafed ground plant found in virtually every lawn and park on Earth. Plantago major is one of the most widespread medicinal plants on the planet, and one of the most ignored. It was called white man's foot by indigenous Americans because wherever European settlers walked, it grew. But its healing properties are genuinely notable. Research suggests plantain contains aucubin, a compound with anti-inflammatory properties, along with allantoin, the same tissue-repairing compound found in Comfrey. Historically, it has been used as a poultice for wounds, insect bites, and skin irritation. Internally, its high mucilage content may soothe irritated digestive tissue. You have almost certainly walked over a pharmacy without knowing it. The first 10 plants we've uncovered today prove a staggering reality. The natural world is a living, breathing pharmacopoeia that humanity spent thousands of years perfecting, only for us to push it aside in a single century. But as profound as these first 10 remedies are, they are merely the gateway. Because in part 2, we are stepping out of the forest and crossing into a highly controversial territory. We are going to examine the next 10 forgotten plants on our list, including a deeply misunderstood botanical that modern research is now realizing can cross the blood-brain barrier to combat neurodegenerative decline, and another plant so intensely potent that centuries ago, ancient authorities physically banned its cultivation to keep its healing properties out of the hands of the public. But before we unlock the rest of this hidden garden, I want to pose a question to you. Look closely at the 10 plants we just covered. Which of these surprised you the most? Is there one on this list that your ancestors or elders used to treat illnesses in your family line before the age of modern pharmacies? Drop your stories in the comments below. I read every single comment, and I want to hear how this knowledge lives on in your history. Do not let the thread break here. The second half of this revelation is where the deepest secrets lie. Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on the notification bell, because the next plant on our list is arguably the most powerful and the most heavily suppressed botanical in the history of traditional medicine. You want to be the very first to see it when it drops. Until next time, remember, the distance between the forgotten and the discovered is often just a matter of attention. We will see you in part 2.